Look. I represent the game in a way that can't be challenged, and delegate the comments of hate that can't be managed. I was told once, roll my shoulder like blunts and don't get touched, but my skin tough and thicker than Miss Biz butt. So guess what? I'ma talk my shit and just win once. Throw uppercuts and bone breakers, a needle and haystack with haymakers. I throw mines, don't hide behind my straight right. I show mine and show no the blow by the blow, bro. I blow mines.
You out, sucker.
Oops! Up off that! Yeah! Yes! Up off! Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what day it is. It's hump day, baby. We'll do it. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. All right, man, look. Look at who we have here. Who do we have up in here today? Let me see. Tyrese, what's going on with you? Dan Lang. What's going on with you? Oops. All right, man. Look, first, I want to say this. This is Tyson Bell. Let me get my water. Room temperature. Listen. We're going to talk about two concepts today. Two concepts that I know, many people in the war room, and it surprises me because this community is the best community in boxing. Hit the Tyson Bell. It is what it is. This community is the best community in boxing, period. Point blank, period. And it trips me out, but that's okay. Let's do this. There's two concepts that people in this community, in the war room, don't get. One concept is when I say boxing is not only about hitting and not getting hit. There are key words that people have to listen to all the way through. Boxing isn't only hit the Tyson Bell about hitting and not getting hit. We're going to discuss that. Also, the concept of self-responsibility. When I talk about Jamal Charlo and what he has to do in order to be great, because the time's ticking. And people's response is, well, Canelo isn't letting, and Canelo isn't allowing, and you're making excuses for Canelo. Canelo is being great. No matter if you like it or not, if you hate it or not, there's many people who hated that Floyd was great. Damn it, Floyd was great. I'm sorry, too bad. Floyd is one of the greatest fighters of all time. I know you want to convince the world, get on the bullhorn, scream as loud as you want, damn it. Either way, there's nothing you can do about it. Floyd is an all-time great fighter. Same for Canelo Alvarez. No matter what you say, he's number one pound for pound. No matter what you say, he's one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. Becoming one of the greatest fighters of all time. You're doing your damn best. He is becoming great. So you can cry and complain about it all you want. Get on the bullhorn. Stand on the tallest mountain, the biggest building you can, and talk about how great he isn't. Damn it, it doesn't matter. So it is not his responsibility to make Charlo great or make your favorite fighter, Boo Boo Andre, great. When I talk about what they have to do, all you have to say is Canelo, which is just a reflection of your life. Listen, you ain't got that kind of time. Life is too short to be asking for anybody to do anything for you or to label you something. Label yourself. Have that confidence. And don't ask. Go get. Hit the Tyson Bell. Don't ask any questions. So we're going to talk about that. But first and foremost, we have to talk about Anthony A.J. Joshua. Okay? And can he do it? Anthony A.J. Joshua, can he do it? Yes. You want to know why I asked that? Because this is his second loss. This is his second loss, but it's worse. Believe it or not, though Andy Ruiz dribbled AJ off the canvas, Usyk whooped that ass worse. Wait a minute. I know y'all like, how? ShowBizz, how? How can you say that? Anthony AJ humping the canvas against Andy Ruiz. He didn't even touch the canvas against Usyk. Usyk whipped his ass worse. Let me tell you, because you get the sense that how Usyk beat AJ, you don't know if he could beat that boy. See, anybody with a boxing brain, when they watch him against Andy Ruiz, oh, he got caught. See, he didn't respond well after he got caught. It was 5-week notice. Andy Ruiz didn't have much time to prepare for him. Anthony Joshua didn't have much time to prepare for Andy Ruiz. He got caught. He got caught. Equilibrium off. He was not quite the same. You start to think, well, what if he just doesn't get caught? With Usyk, he was outmatched. Oops. That's different. That's different. Real talk. It is. So you ask yourself, when you think of Anthony Joshua versus Usyk 2, let me tell you what's going to happen in April. Let me tell you. You're looking at it as, what can AJ do? Usyk, has he changed his trainer? Anthony Joshua's everywhere. And Anthony Joshua, I want to say this. I love you, boy. You're one of my favorite heavyweights in the world. If it's not for Deontay Wilder, you're my favorite heavyweight. All right. You have a lot of integrity. I get where you're coming from. You're a hardcore dude. If Anthony Joshua, listen to me. If you beat Usyk, you're an all-time great fighter. If you beat Alexander Usyk, become a 2-time heavyweight champion, now you're starting to float around Lennox Lewis and what he accomplished. You're not as great as Lennox. It ain't almost left on your ass. It ain't gonna happen. But because you're just not as good as Lennox. But here's my thing though. You're gonna be an all-time great fighter. All right. Just beat Usyk. All right. 3 times. I'm sorry. 3 times. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me see. Usyk may have messed up. I know. Listen. That's why I said, did Anthony Joshua lose his identity? See, Usyk beat him in a way where Anthony Joshua was trying to figure out who is he, how to get back to form. Was that even right in the first place? That's what Usyk did to Anthony Joshua. What I was that better than what I be? Was Joshua 1.0 better than 2.0? What's 3.0? That's what Usyk did. That's worse. Okay. Let me see. Is commendable. AJ determined. Absolutely. That's why I love him. Right? Anthony Joshua's the man. Okay. With that said, when you look at that rematch, you think of what Anthony Joshua has to do. You don't think about what Usyk has to do. And here's the funny thing. Usyk is so confident. Usyk said the first fight is easier than he thought it was going to be. He was preparing for a harder fight. He said about the second fight, I'm going to make changes. I could beat him worse. He said I could beat him worse. I'm going to make changes. I could beat this guy worse than I did. Usyk is so confident as a mofo. He is the unified champion. He's the champion. He'll be the defending champion. AJ got to get his out the mud. You get that sense that Usyk knows exactly who he is, what he has to do. Though AJ, he grew an experience against Usyk, so did Usyk as a heavyweight champion. He grew an experience against AJ. It's a tough fight. I want to say this about Tyson Fury, and I want to say this about the heavyweight division. This is something now that I don't think I've mentioned, but I need to mention now. Mark this date, okay? The heavyweight division now, it's a great time for the heavyweight division. I often talk about the 90s. I often talk about how the heavyweight division is not as good as it once was. I'm going to tell you this. I'm looking at it, and it's classic. the heavyweight division is damn classic. Let me let you hear what Tyson Fury said about Joshua, Usyk, and himself.
Well, guys, another gym session done. Tuesday morning, absolutely buried and smashed. Feeling absolutely fantastic. I can't say how happy I am to be back in January and back to graft. All the best, guys. You know what I can't believe? That AJ has gone and give Ukraine all the heavyweight belts back after all my hard work of relieving them. You big useless dosser. You've let a little steroid man come up from middleweight and set about you and take all your belts. But he's going to have to take a real British Lancaster bomber like me to go and relieve the useless little steadhead of the belts and get him back to Britain. You useless dossers. Honestly, bring them to me. The Wajitsi King, bring them to me. And I'll put them in the place. I'll relieve them of the belts again.
Look, sorry, you gotta love him. Tyson Fury is, I mean, gosh, he has the charisma, he has the voice, he has the presence, he has the height, he has the size, he has the boxing ability, he has the history with his family, he has the legacy. The guy, the Gypsy King, is looking like an all-time fighter. And when you think about that, when you look at Alexander Usyk, he already one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time, going up to heavyweight, doing what Holyfield did, becoming a unified champion. He's a great of all time. So you think Anthony A.J. Joshua, gold medalist, best resume in the heavyweight division, doing everything he was doing. He's an all-time heavyweight great. These guys, don't forget about Deontay Wilder, don't forget about Dillian White, don't forget about Joe Joyce, don't forget about Daniel Dubois, Gerald and Jared Anderson, all these guys that's coming up. Don't forget about these guys. That is making a very, very busy, very talent-riddled heavyweight division with you don't know who's the king. Usyk got the type of skill that is throwback. Tyson Fury, same thing, but never at that size. And Anthony A.J. Joshua is probably the most complete heavyweight. Got to get that together. Let me see. Love Fury, 100%. With that said, Fury, every time you bring up steroids, people are going to be like, okay, there's a lot of question marks in your past. But leave it in the past. Fine. Talking about how did Usyk go from middleweight? It looked like he did it naturally, okay? But we don't know. We don't know either way. I'm going to tell you this. Tyson Fury seemed to be now in a good place mentally, health-wise. That's a dangerous man. He knows that he has a fight coming up, talking about March 26th. That's a dangerous man. The step-aside thing looked like it's not going to happen. We're going to talk about how Anthony A.J. Joshua can come out on top. How Anthony A.J. Joshua could be Alexander Usyk. And that is a good segue to, hey, y'all, what are y'all doing? Hit the damn like.
Hit the like, get those, get the thumbs up, hit the like, get those, get the thumbs up, hit the like, get those, get the thumbs up, hit the like, get those, get the thumbs up, hit the like, get those.
Huh? Me asking you guys to hit the like and playing that song isn't just for you to listen to a good song and keep your hands in your damn pocket. Close the chat, hit the like, hit the Tyson bell. I'm doing my work. All right? So listen, hold on. I'm just going to have to remind you. I'm going to have to remind you who I am. I'm the Barnell Hills Bob.
Bring on this with a laugh and do the cabbage patch. Kiss a pretty lady and then sign some autographs to Barnell Manton. Shaboing boing.
It's saying like there's over 200. I have 100%. Let me check on y'all. Let me see how many people in here today. Let me see how many people hit the like for me. Come on now. Let's get 200 likes. All right. So listen, everybody close the chat. Everybody hit the like. Let's get 400 people in here right now. If all you guys hit the like, we get 400 people in here right now. We got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to argue about in the war room. So listen, Good segue. Talking about Anthony AJ Joshua, what he has to do against Alexander Usyk. I say he has to fight more. He boxed wonderfully, just fight more. Right? When you land a good shot, you land 3 or 4 more. You're the big guy. You're very athletic. Anthony AJ Joshua is probably the most athletic heavyweight in the world. Very athletic. When you talk about strength, height, speed, all those things all together, how he bounced, his abilities. When you see him jumping rope, he's smooth. You land a good shot, you follow it up. Fight more, which is a good segue to me saying boxing isn't only about hitting and not getting hit. How many of you guys understand where I'm coming from when I say that? Let me get my water room temperature. Wilder is more athletic. Wilder, the problem with Wilder, he's very athletic. The problem with Wilder is he's not coordinated. When you look at him go backwards, see, AJ is more coordinated with his feet. Look at AJ bounce around and look at Wilder stomp around. AJ is more coordinated with this. Just watch AJ shoot double the jab and how he moves. He's more coordinated. He is. Let me see. Me, yes, you get it for sure. Let me see. He worries too much. How many of you guys? I've seen a lot of people in the comments. ShowBizz, you sound dumb. Boxing ain't hitting and not getting hit. It is hitting and not getting hit, but not only. You guys get it? Let me see. AJ more technical. Me, Wilder's definitely more by far. Did you understand my coordination part? No? Fine. Let me see. I remember you said that in regard to Usyk Cruz. Needs a dance partner. Needs a dance train. You're right. Best boxer doesn't always win the best. Not only. Amen. Thank you. I have a special guest today. AJ is robotic. Is a robot. That's you talking. Look at his training and look how he could move. When you see him box, he does box like a mummy. Look at his athletic abilities. Not when you watch him boxing. I'm talking about athlete. Look at his athletic abilities. Watch more footage of AJ. You'll probably understand what you're looking at if you know what you're looking at. Let me see. Biz just wanted to say, been watching since you started. Thank you. Congrats and keep going. Thank you so much. Can you play Angela Bassett clips? The funniest thing ever. Oh my God. I got you. Hold on real quick. Where's Angela? There she is.
Get your shit and get out.
Listen, we have a special guest to talk about hitting and not getting hit. Everybody, please accept. Please give a round of applause to our guy, ShowBizz the Gray.
ShowBizz, you're right. You're right on that one. Boxing is about hitting and not getting hit, but not only about hitting and not getting hit. It's about the sweet science. Sometimes the best way from here to there is all like this. And sometimes the best way is like this. It's about the sweet science. It's about the tools you use. If I wanted to get my taxes done, I'll give you a computer. But if I wanted to hammer in a nail, you'll be a damn fool to use your computer. Gotta use a hammer. It's about the tools you use. If a guy's a computer, you grab a hammer, you beat the hell out that damn computer. It's like Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali. The first fight, Muhammad Ali was doing all of this. Joe Frazier, he had to do this. He couldn't hit and not get hit. He had to get hit a lot of times so he can get put in a position to land punches of his own. And boy, did he. He hit Ali with a left hook so hard, I felt it at home. So yeah, boxing is about hitting and not getting hit, but not that only. It's about the straight science. Goodbye, War Room. See you next time.
Huh? Absolutely. ShowBizz the Gray is absolutely right. If you're fighting Floyd Mayweather, and you know Floyd Mayweather has brittle hands, the best way to beat Floyd, who is a superior moving, slick boxer. It's not to try to hit and not get hit. He's going to feint. You're going to try to not get hit. He's going to be quicker, more reflexes, hit you, swim without getting wet. You're playing to his strengths. Iron Mike Tyson said once, if I were to fight Floyd Mayweather, if I was his size, I'd fight him dirty. He said, I'll step on his feet. He said, I'll grab his arms. He said, I'll do everything I have to do. If you know Floyd Mayweather have brittle hands, you may want to pull in Usyk Cruz and have him hit the hard part of your head. You may want to cut off the ring. Yeah, he hit you a few times. You push him into the corner and you rip some shots of your own. Maybe you want to do something like that. Just maybe. It depends on who you're fighting. It's the sweet science. The sweet science is about adapting. You don't fight everybody the same. Sometimes you got to be a savage and you got to crush them inside to say, no matter what, I can't get away from him. No matter how hard I hit him, I can't hurt him. He's a machine. Sometimes you got to break them down here and here first. They're too good here. Sometimes they're too good here. And if both of y'all are trying to do this, he's going to beat you. So Usyk versus AJ. Anthony Joshua was trying to outbox Usyk and did a damn good job. He just didn't fight enough. Fighting is also a mentality. And it is my belief that Anthony AJ Joshua got rocked when he did against Usyk because he feels that he can't take a shot. I think it's mental. Mentality. If you have a fighting man's mentality, it can harden you. It can make you a hammer. So what I'm saying is Anthony Joshua was boxing well. He just didn't fight enough. Usyk, he said this fight was easier. You never pushed me into deep waters. You never forced me to grab a hammer. You never forced me. You allowed me to be a computer. So AJ just got to be more savage. He has to be more savage. Sometimes you start with boxing, you start with the X's and O's. But every so often in a boxing match, a fight breaks out. Initiated. AJ can beat him. He can do it. He can do it. He's the second hardest puncher in the world. He's probably the best puncher in the world as far as heavyweight division. Gray-haired ShowBizz reminds me of the old Jewish man in barbershop coming to America. Yeah, 100%. Let me see. AJ needs what he had against Dillian White, killer instinct. Yeah, be willing to get dropped. Take a few chances. Be willing to get dropped. Yeah, getting dropped is probably embarrassing. Everybody want to talk about that. Ryan Garcia got dropped. Everybody want to talk about that. Ryan, don't worry what everybody's talking about. You got up and you knocked him out because losing would have been more embarrassing. Don't leave it up to everybody else. See, everybody else are trying to make themselves feel better by making everybody else who's doing great things, doing things that they're not doing, trying to make them feel worse. It's crabs in a barrel mentality. That's most people. Okay? Let's talk about when he got knocked down. Not talk about, damn, he got up and knocked him out with a body shot. He's a man too. No, let's talk about how he got knocked down. That's what people are about. Don't worry about that. AJ, don't worry about getting embarrassed and smiling it off. You've been knocked down before. Take some chances because Usyk is going to beat you everywhere else. But can he beat you here? Can he beat you here? Let me see. Biz the Great needs to get his bingo in. Yeah, you got to hurry up. I can call my Uncle Joey and get him a seat in the Sunday games. Can you play? Yo, I got you. I got you. Where's my MJ at? Let's go. So you say you got to shove Mayweather in the corner like Clubber Lang did Rocky. I understand your argument. Yeah. And like how Rocky did Apollo Creed. What you can't do is try to be something that Floyd can understand. Because you can understand what you're made of. Floyd is all boxing. He's made of boxing. If you're doing boxing moves, he gets it. What happens if you fight and force him to have to sit down with those fractured hands? I got to get him off of me. I got to get him off of me. What happens when that happens? Floyd looks at Kenny Bayless. Kenny, please help make this a boxing match and not a fight. Please. Right? So look. Let's keep talking. Let's get off Anthony Joshua for a little while, okay? And let's talk about the second point. Let's talk about the second point. The second point is this. Hit the like. Everybody, we almost got 400 people in here. You're almost doing your job. If you can, hit the like for me.
Hit the like. Your fingers over here be like. There's nothing to hit the like. You know what you like.
When I say, my man said Wilder would KO Joshua. When I say that Joshua's a better athlete than Wilder, I'm not saying who'll win in a fight. I want to say this real quick because I know I just ran through who's a better athlete. I want to say this real quick. Wilder can't even back up. So he doesn't have the coordination in his feet to back up. When you see, he stumbles back. Athleticism is also stamina. Joshua has better stamina than Wilder. And everybody talk about Joshua's stamina is better than Wilder's. Okay. Also, have you seen Wilder throw combinations without being off balance? Bam, 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 boom. I've seen Joshua do that. That's coordination, hand speed, right? Form. You got to understand what athleticism is. It's not just speed and power and being wild. That's not just athleticism. Also, coordination is athleticism. Timing. Having that, it's like intelligence with your body. Balance is also athleticism, right? When you see Wilder hop up and down and you see Joshua hop up and down, who looks more smooth? When both of them are doing jump rope, who's looking more smooth on their toes? There is a video, and I may have to show you guys one day. There's a video of Anthony Joshua throwing 15 or 25 uppercuts. He did, I don't know how many seconds. Wilder can't do that. All right. Wilder's a great athlete. I'm just saying Joshua's a better athlete. He's a better athlete. Okay. Hit the Tyson bell. So look, Wilder's a crazy athlete, though. He's a crazy athlete. So and you know, Tyson Fury's a good athlete too. At that size, he's a good athlete too. These guys are phenomenal athletes. So let's talk about this. Jamal Charlo. Right? ShowBizz the Gray be babbling, but making sense. Yeah. That's what he does. Let's talk about what my comments about Jamal Charlo. Okay. Before I get to that, did you guys see Mark Magsayo and Gary Russell's press conference? Interesting. Mark Magsayo was smiling the whole time with Gary Russell, like he thought Gary was a joke. He kind of looked like Manny Pacquiao with that strange confidence. He was just sitting there, and Gary Russell was just smooth. He was the same way. He was like, he's a good little fighter. You know what I mean? He was pretty much like, hey, this is going to be a good fight. Much respect to him. So I'm looking at two alphas with a lot of confidence. I love that. I'm extremely excited. About the 22nd, especially Gon and Nagano. We got to get that together. ShowBizz Lifeless will be talking about that soon enough. Don't forget, follow me on Twitter. That's Biz Adult. Follow me on Twitter. We're going to get to the bag there. We got great giveaways there. But let's talk about Jamal Charlo. And Canelo. I made a comment. Did you guys see it? I did a short. trying to further explain what I was saying. And I said in so many words in that short that an example of Charlo getting in Canelo's way is if he would have last year fought 4 times and knocked everybody out. And it didn't even have to be named fighters. It could have been Joe Schmo. Would I say, oh no, I was just coming up with names. He could have fought 4 guys, just stayed busy, fought 4 times and knocked them all out. Every time Canelo fought, he fought, knocked somebody out. Let me tell you why that would have been effective to get a Canelo fight. Perception. Fans watching. Fans would have applied more pressure on Canelo. Because where it sits right now, nobody feels, okay, there's a lot of people that feel, hey, how about Charlo? How about Andrade? Okay? But for the most part, there's no must for him to fight Charlo. Honestly, for the most part, you've seen him become undisputed and do this and this. Okay, Charlo struggled against Montiel. He fights once a year, maybe twice. You know, he fights 1.5 times a year. Brandon Adams, Dennis Hogan. It's like there's no real must. So what I was saying was, instead of Canelo is going to do Canelo. He's being great. If you like it or not, if you hate him or whatever it is, he's going into the record books. He's doing great things if you like him or not. So my whole thing is Jamal Charlo has to get in his way. And if you think Canelo Alvarez is ducking Jamal Charlo, he still can force Canelo's hand. If he's making people hump the canvas, look, we're talking about Bruce Ennis possibly being the best welterweight in the world just by how he dropped Delorme. And you ain't seen that. Lipinets, how he's dropping those guys. You ain't really seen it like that. So Charlo could have done that 4 times last year. People would have been salivating, drooling. As Canelo's winning, Charlo's knocking people out. And every time say, you line him up, I'm knocking him out. And there would be people that be saying, well, who is he knocking out? Who is he beating? Nobody would give a damn, just like Wilder. Nobody would care. If you're busy and knocking people out, hey, man, I want to see it. David Benavidez ain't fought nobody. There's people who thinking that Canelo is ducking him. I'm talking about self-responsibility. Not worrying about if you think Canelo is ducking Charlo or ducking Bubu Andrade. If you think that he's ducking them, stop asking him. Stop doing the same thing and asking him. Get in his way. Knock everybody out. Let me see. If you was Joshua's coach, what would you change to win? Mindset. I would just keep speaking to Joshua in a way to keep him confident. Joshua, that's a little man. Knock his ass out. See, I'll be talking to Joshua differently. If I was Joshua's trainer, I'll be talking differently. Okay, I don't know how they talk, but let me tell you how I'll be talking. Look, we played around, we fooled around. You try to figure out how to outbox him. Yeah, we can box, double the jab, but knock him out. Viciously knock him out. Don't touch him, knock him out. Don't touch him. Don't tap him. Knock him out. If you touch him, make sure it's significant. Pam. Walk him down. He hit you, fine. Bam, return one. When you hold him, push him back. Throw that little man against. He's a little man. Throw him against the corner and whoop his ass. And I let him know that he can. Because you're the best heavyweight in the world. You're a savage. You've been knocking people out since the beginning. Easy work. Knock that little man out. He had a day in the sun. It was cute. Go run him over. It'll be here. He has everything else. He could do some strategy stuff. We'll work on that. But I'll definitely be working on this here. When Cus D'Amato was making Mike Tyson a champion, he was making Mike Tyson a champion. Saying, hey, you're like Jack Dempsey. You're like Sonny Liston. You're like those boys. He was brainwashing him. I'll do a little brainwashing with AJ. Or get him back to form here. You're disappointing yourself. No need. Just go knock that little man out. That's what I'll be on. Let me see. Hey, Biz, AJ got a Porter him, and we need ShowBizz the kid next field. Ha! Love the show, brother, my man. Thank you so much. Ain't no war room without me. Let me see. Big facts, 100%. So where was I? I'm here for ShowBizz the Great. Oh, he was already out. He already played. So where was I? Decimate his opponents. That's right. Told Tyson be a king. So here's the thing when it comes to Jamal Charlo. And I want you guys to combat me here. Because in the war room, I want you guys to combat me in the war room. Because I don't want to say my whole argument. No, people listen to a 10% of it, not even 5%, jump in the comments, and I have to repeat in the comments directly to you because you don't damn listen. That's the water, room temperature. There are people, look, I can literally say something, and just like my man, I'm here for ShowBizz the Great. ShowBizz the Great was already here. I can say something. I can be saying something in the video, and people in the comments will ask me, why am I not saying this? Wait 2 damn seconds, and then I say it. Chill. Let me see. So you saying mine can win over skills? See? Prime example, bro. Prime example. I want you guys to look at this. This is a prime example. No, I'm not saying that. AJ can't win by being a skillless. I'm saying you got it. You got the skills. You got it. I say that to my son. Son, you are already smart, or you're already a good athlete. There's no more I can teach you. Go apply it. You got it. AJ, 3-time world champion. Unified. Olympic gold medalist. You lacking skill? Kiss my ass. You got the skill. So, no, fit for life. Life isn't black or white. Mind over skill. No, because Usyk got mind and skill. AJ has the skill. He's losing his damn mind. I need Ronnie Shields. I need this. I need that. I need this. What else do I need? I need to get better. Brother, chill. Chill. You're the big man. Use it. You're the proven heavyweight champion. He's not. This is your division. It's not black or white. It's gray. Let me see. Oh! Jay! Oh, you motherfucker. Pine oil. I'm putting cases on every last one of you. Huh? That's $100. Flex on them. See. Pow. Let me see. You're right, Biz. Joshua needs to fight like the big man that he is. 100%. $100. Oh, give it up to Jay. Give it. Boy. Yeah. No, you're right, brother. You're right. Thank you so much. Let me see. It's like The Dark Knight Rises. Batman always had the skills to beat Bane. Yep. But needed to rise mentally to come back at 100%. He already had the skills. Exactly. He already had the skills. He already had it. I had the tiger. Believe in yourself again. That's it. You already got it. You can double the jab. You can triple the jab. You can pull a counter. You can do you boxed fantastically. You forgot to fight. That's all. Get loose. I tell my son before I enter a football game, hey, don't forget, it's a football game. Have fun out there. You can think so much. I've seen my son think so much that the coach is like, damn it, and pull him out. And then when he puts him back in, my son is worse. He's like, wait, you said to do what? And don't think so much. Don't think so much. He's going to hike the ball. Where the ball goes, you go. Chill. Get back to form. Oh, let me see. So look, I want to say this. I want to say this too. I want to get back to Charlo and Canelo. They were asking me in the comments. So you say that Jamal Charlo, if he fights a bunch of guys, he gets Canelo. Well, how did Yildirim get in his way? That's what this guy named Kush said. How did Yildirim get in his way? Well, Yildirim was the mandatory. I mean, that's the answer. You don't have to accept it. Oh, he requested him. No, he requested when. He was always the mandatory. He said, let me get him now. He requested when, but he didn't request him to become the mandatory. That makes zero sense. He was trying to be undisputed. He was already the mandatory. I want you to listen clear. He was already the mandatory. He requested when to fight him so he can get him out the way. Not request, hey, can you make Yildirim the mandatory, please? No, he was always the mandatory. Now, you can say that's an excuse, but that's just you not accepting the answer. At that point, I can't talk to you. Okay? But with that said, even if Yildirim, what did Fielding do to get in his way? Right? What did this person do to get? Either way, that doesn't matter. Canelo had the fights that he wanted to have. What I'm saying is make him uncomfortable. Make him have a fight he doesn't want to have. So I want to tell you guys this. When we talk about Anthony Joshua, and we talk about Charlo, and we talk about all these boys, okay? Boxing is the best metaphor for life. All right? I'm only asking you to change your way of thought, because if you think this way, Canelo isn't allowing my favorite fighter to become great. If that's how you digest that information, then that is how you're going about your own life. And I'm saying, don't be that way, son. Hit the Tyson bell. Stop. Take control, then take advantage. Stop. What Floyd Mayweather did. When we look at Floyd Mayweather, and we say Floyd Mayweather ruined the sport of boxing or whatever, let me tell you what Floyd Mayweather did. He defined an era. No matter if you like it or not. He shaped the era into what can benefit him. He was a trailblazer. People start following that trail and fighting less, wearing big chains. Look how much money I got. This is what I'm on. Look at my house. Yeah, shoe program. But then Canelo Alvarez fight 4 times a year and become undisputed like that. He didn't do that. Trailblazed. That's what the great ones do. They trailblaze. And when I'm asking these certain fighters to do you win and you conquer, you take control. When I say Gervonta Tank Davis, you're an alpha, bro. You're an alpha. Everybody's talking for you and stuff like that. I understand you may not be ready yet, but that's when you become great. When you trailblaze and you make your mark and nobody's making this mark for you. And I'm not trying to hate, okay? Everybody got to get to the bag. However you do it, you don't even have to leave. You don't have to leave them or anything, but make your mark. Hit the Tyson bell. On your own. You trailblaze. And what I'm saying, I'm not expecting everybody to become trailblazers, but I'm hoping to spark that next one who does, even if it's you. So when I say Jamal Charlo, get in his way, don't ask anymore. Yes, whoop Canelo's ass. Yeah, oh yes. That helps you become great. But don't consider him in defining yourself. You can do both. And that's the water, room temperature. Let me see what you have to say. Let me see what you have to say. AJ himself has admitted that he gets tired fast in interviews. Yep, Wilder got tired faster. Wilder was so damn tired. He like, I didn't say AJ doesn't get tired fast. I didn't say AJ never gets tired. I say he's a better athlete. You can be two great F guys, and one F is better. You're 59%, and the other one got a 20%. Yeah, we both got an F, but I'm better. Look, what I need you guys to do is, you guys know the answer. You know how to be smart. Stop countering what I'm saying by lying to yourself and convincing yourself that I'm saying something else. You know what I'm saying. Just be like, oh, okay. And if you come with a counter, at least counter me, not your make-believe idea or interpretation of what I'm saying. Let me see. Is if Joshua focuses on a body attack on Usyk, he will win. Simple enough. Feels simple enough, doesn't it? Usyk just got those angles, bro. But it feels simple enough, especially if you clinch while you're doing it. I said, watch some Jack Johnson. Oh, let me see. I watched the fight again. Usyk couldn't take his power shots. No, when he did go to the body, I told you he did go to the body. When he did, it was looking good. It was later in the fight. When he did, it was. See, AJ lost, but AJ got a lot of things he could take from that fight. I still say, aesthetically, that was a very great fight to watch. I had a ball watching it. When I was calling the fight, I'm like, this is beautiful. I ain't seen a pair of heavyweights in the ring look like this in a long time. Movement, jab, good. I'm like, this looks great. And that's the second time AJ did that shit. The first time, AJ versus Klitschko, that was fantastic. I ain't seen a fight look, and much love to Klitschko because he rewind the clock. I ain't seen a fight look that good up until that point. It's been a minute. So AJ and Usyk, there are things he can take away from that, of course. Just fight more. Do that and fight more. Let me see. Great live today. Thank you so much. Let me see. Damn, if only AJ kept going to the body. Yeah. Klitschko was everything people said he wasn't in that last fight. Okay. Whew. Let me see. ShowBizz, I deliver while watching the show live, then rewatch the whole show when I get off. Hashtag entertainment knowledge. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. My mother does that. She's watching now. Then my mother be like, hold on. I watch. My mom watches it twice and be like, man, I may have missed something. A lot of people may have, because I see in the comments, people say stuff that I didn't say. And then when I repeat myself in the comments, they're like, oh, all I did was repeat what I said. Everybody, if you can, hit the like for me one time.
Hit the like, your fingers over here be like, there's nothing to hit the like, you know what you like.
It isn't rocket science, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. When someone said the victim mentality, I'm going to tell you what it is. When you tell somebody to grab that finger and point it at themselves, they get offended. Hey, Boo Boo Andre not getting a chance. Devin Haney isn't getting a chance. Well, what is he doing? Let me tell you what I respect about Lomachenko. Lomachenko got his ass whipped against Teofimo Lopez. Then that fool messed around and knocked out Nakatani and then knocked out Richard Comey. Bingo, amigo. Bingo, amigo. He took the fights people didn't want. He took those guys. Nakatani's always there and ready. Always there and ready. He gave Teofimo Lopez a hard fight. He knocked out that one guy I'm not going to mention. Richard Comey. Yeah, he got dribbled off the canvas against Teofimo Lopez, but he's coming off a win. Nobody's going to fight me anyway. I'm not going to ask them to give me a shot. I asked Teofimo Lopez. He said no. Well, let me go dribbling some guys off the canvas. Who's next? Ryan Garcia, where you at? Now, Lomachenko, he wants to be undisputed. Kambosos I think Kambosos should fight Devin Haney. I think that's the integrity move. Okay. But I can understand if he fights Lomachenko, and I definitely watch it. But if he goes and he fights Devin Haney instead, Ryan Garcia looks like you want to fight. What's up? Tank Davis not fighting Lomachenko. That's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. Not to point the fingers and say who, what's what. It's just not going to happen. Lomachenko versus Isaac Cruz. What's going on? What's up? These are all fights I love to watch. Let me see. I do think AJ can win if he can get his head on straight, gets his conditioning right, and doesn't get caught in Usyk's game plan. Yeah, pretty much. If he defines, if AJ, the question is, here's the question. Here's the question. And this is a significant one. And since you guys want to stay on AJ, we could do that for the rest of this hour. I got to be careful on how I ask this, but it may be true. Let me ask the war room. And I want you to think, must AJ be angry to win? Think about it. Oh, people are saying yes. Think about it. You remember how he was laughing with Andy Ruiz? That AJ would have beat the hell out of Big Baby Miller. When Big Baby Miller pushed him, that AJ would have beat the hell out of him. Remember AJ pointing at Usyk, shaking his hand? AJ and Pulev. Pulev was talking mad shit. AJ wasn't about those games. He had that tight mouth. How about when AJ got rocked against Povetkin? How about when AJ got rocked against Dillian White? How about when he got dropped against Klitschko? Must AJ be angry to win? Must AJ feel like he has something to prove to win? The worst AJ looks is when he's dominant, when he's been dominant, rather. Heavy lies the head that wears the crown. He himself said, I was waiting to lose. When he lost against Andy Ruiz, he was like, I was waiting to lose. I was really waiting to lose, man. When he beat Andy Ruiz, he said, I wanted to punch through his face. Remember he said that? He said, I wanted to punch through his head. Now that man, that's a sick thing to say, but I feel him. He said, but I said, why do that when I'm winning? But that angry AJ, must he be angry to win? when we think about AJ versus Deontay Wilder, it is and I'm sorry for AJ fans or for AJ, but I think Deontay Wilder will knock him out after watching the third fight with Fury. But maybe AJ will be pissed off against Wilder and beat the hell out of him. Who knows? Who knows? He may be pissed off, get dropped, get up. Who knows? And beat the hell out of him. Who knows? I think Wilder knock him out. But the point of the matter is, if you piss off AJ, is he a better fighter? It's a good question. Bring on Cambosa's chats, Aussie here. Hey man, Cambosa's he made that's another example of mental. Cambosa's now, he always thought he was dope. Now he knows he's dope. It make him harder to beat. He's gonna be hard to beat because he's a undisputed champion in my book. Let me see. Joshua need to go to Derek James. I hear you. I heard Jamel was leaving Derek James. You heard something like that? Maybe I don't even want to put that in the world. It was just hearsay. Spence doesn't use much head movement, but defends with footwork and his jab. He has a very textbook tight guard. So Derek wouldn't have to change AJ's style. He can help AJ and his body. Yeah, you saw with Jamel how Jamel knocked out Banana. Jamel always rips to the body. Jamel's beautiful, man. That's a good fighter. That dude, he's something else, man. He got a lot to. I like that he's the little twin because it gives him that constant anger, right? I can't wait to see him again. So he's supposed to fight Brian soon, huh? February? Let me see. But no, that's a good point. Ah! Jay! Oh, you mother. King Kong, flex on him. See? It's starting to pow. Let me see. Every time AJ is a nice guy, he always gets his ass kicked. You gotta love Jay, bro. And that's what I was saying, man. When I remember, I had AJ winning. I had AJ beating Usyk, and I put a bag on it too damn early. Never again. I put a bag on it. And then I see AJ like with Usyk. Sorry, not to be funny, but to be funny. I saw him with Usyk and Usyk smiling like, and I'm like, oh, Usyk about to whip his ass. I love AJ. He's a good guy, beautiful human being. But he handed a belt to Usyk and was like, you know what I mean? Here you go, brother. You know what I mean? I'm because he was so confident. So now, I'm gonna beat you, but this is my guy right here. Man, Usyk went and hit him so damn hard, gave him the funky legs and everything. I hate when AJ acts like that, man. Let me see. AJ has to find a way to be pissed off. Find a reason, to be pissed off. I knew AJ was taking the L this time. Yeah. Jamel lost to Castaño and Jamal barely beat Montiel. Yeah, that's what people feel. That's how people feel. The thing about Jamel is take this with a grain of salt. I'm a big fan of those boys. I like those boys, man. They kind of remind me of me and my brothers, man. They do very much, and so, I want the best for those guys because they're so emotional they wear their emotions on their sleeves. But I can't help as an analyst to say this. I think Jamal Charlo is more fundamentally proper than Jamel is. I like him more as a fighter. Okay. But with that said, Jamal's been looking worse than Jamel. In my humble opinion, take it how you want, I thought Jamel beat Harris the first fight. I really did. I thought Korobov beat Jamal more than Harris beat Jamel. I just knew Korobov beat Jamal. I looked at that fight with like, he whooping his ass. With Brian Castano, I thought it was a draw. I thought Jamel came, and you know, everybody feel how they feel about it. People got really emotional about me saying it was a draw. I thought it was a draw. I can understand people saying I didn't think Jamel won. I can understand people saying Brian Castano won. I can understand it very much. But I was more embarrassed by Jamal struggling with Montiel. I felt great about Montiel. I wanted to see him again. How hardcore he was. He was so hardcore that I wanted to see him again. I want to see that guy again. But I did get the sense, and I'm going to say this, and take it how you want. You know, when I said, can AJ beat Usyk? You get the feeling that Usyk is better. I did get the sense that Jamel could beat Brian Castano. Not to put my neck back and say it like that, but that's how I feel. He had that boy hurt multiple times in that fight. Jamel was hurting Castano. He ain't finishing. I was screaming, finish him. He was worried or something. He rocked his ass multiple times that fight. One time, so significant. Now, he got rocked himself, which I think if you're going to say Brian Castano won, I do think it was a knockdown. I said it that night. Oh, the ropes kept him up. That was a knockdown. I said it that night. Okay, but it was great. Still, Jamel didn't attack him like he should have. I do have a feeling that Jamel is better than Brian Castano. And when it comes to the second fight, Jamel would beat him, probably knock him out. Jamel needs to stop playing around at times, okay? I don't know, but it's different when you're in there. I don't know what Jamel saw in there with Brian. Brian was more patient. I think Jamel game plan, I think he had a game plan for Brian, and Brian didn't do that pressure shit, and Brian was boxing a bit more, and Jamel was like, so what do I do? And everything Derek told him to do, he just didn't do. He was totally, I'm telling you, same thing happened with Danny Swift Garcia versus Showtime Sean Porter. Swift was like, Sean Porter was bouncing back and forth. Pop, pop. Danny was like, damn, if I knew he was on that. See, Danny is a good fighter. If I knew he was on that, I would have done better. And he did well. It's just everybody just knew Sean Porter was going to be a football player and get put to sleep. Danny hit so hard. But what did Porter do? Whoop, whoop, hell no. What did Sean Porter father say? What did Sean Porter father say? Where is he? Here.
If you keep listening to Sean and not listening to me, you're not going to be successful.
He probably said something like that. It got Sean Porter right. Who wins, angry AJ or quiet Wilder? See, quiet Wilder doesn't allow AJ to be angry. I know you're saying that was a dumb response to what you're saying. You know, it's an idea. It's an idea that AJ must be angry. Wilder is a killer who's willing to die. So, you know, it wasn't until the trilogy with Tyson Fury that I said Wilder would beat him. And that's the fight he got knocked out, that he totally lost. All right. He got his ass whipped. But it was that fight that I said, oh, he'll beat AJ. So that's a beautiful question, ain't it? I still got Wilder. But it's a concept that AJ must be angry. And if that's proven to be right, we have to see him against Usyk. The beautiful thing with Usyk and AJ and Tyson Fury and Wilder is that they were like 2 weeks apart. And I was immediately, like I said, that was the best thing in the world, to see one and then see the other. And I was able to see things clearly, like, oh, shoot. Which, Fury versus Wilder 3 was one of the greatest heavyweight fights I've ever watched. But it was one of the worst fights I've ever watched. Those guys were sloppy as hell. You know, it was kind of a mess. At the same time, it was so savage. Let me see. Biz, what I like about Jamel is that he responded well to adversity. Sign of a good champion. Very much. Very much. Very much. I like Jamel, man. I like Jamel. Castagna will win his next fight. Okay, put a bag on it. Put a bag on it. Let me see. Do you think in the next, we over the hour, but do you think in the next fight between Charlo and Castagno that we will see an absolute, yeah, it's going to be absolute war. Also thought so. Yeah, it's going to be absolute war. But see, y'all, don't forget. See, because I know how people think. You already know that I like Jamel. So whatever I got to say here, you know, if you hate Jamel, you're not going to receive what I have to say well, okay? But just analyzing the fight, Brian Castagno was worried about Jamel's power too. That's why he was boxing and not a pressure fighter. He was worried too. And when he felt his power, he was like, that's why I'm damn worried. I know the only way to be unbiased is to say everything against the popular fighter. I understand the mindset. But the true way to be unbiased is to look at both things. And Brian was worried too. They were both worried and had a reason to be. Brian knocked his butt off the ropes. And Castagno had him, and Charlo had Castagno on Bambi legs. They were both worried. If they both worry less, it benefits Jamel. Jamel is better than Brian Castagno. He's better than him. Jamel knows it too. So I really can't wait to see the second fight. Let me see. Castagno was boxed more than you. Yeah, he shocked the hell out of me. I thought Jamel was going to knock him out and become undisputed because I know how Brian fights. Brian started boxing, and I was like, I didn't know he had that in his bag. Let me see. AJ is a great fighter, but Usyk fights beautifully. He floats in the ring. Yeah, so what you have to do is be a hammer against that computer. All right, man. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out, man. And shout out to ShowBizz the Gray. I'm going to do a throw the hook tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow. Probably a throw the hook. I cannot wait for Ngannou versus Gane. Also, look out for ShowBizz the Lifeless to talk about Hamzat Chimaev against Gilbert Burns. So be prepared for that. It looks like that fight is happening. Has that fight been made? I think it's been made. I'm not sure. Let me get to the bottom of that. I'll talk to ShowBizz the Lifeless about that. ShowBizz the Dope. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. I'm out. Huh. I got to hit the gym. Y'all hitting the gym today?